Hi there, Matambo here. So welcome to part 2 of our tutorial video. So in the first part, we looked at question 3, part 1. Okay, so we did part A and B. So now we are going to do part C, and then we carry on to this one here, the next one, part 2. Okay, so yeah, let me just erase this. Okay, all right, yeah, so let's just do that. So in part A and B, we managed to find that Q1 was 10 and Q2 was 20. Now C is saying, can we determine the profit maximizing price? So price is equal to, from the function itself, that one, price is equal to 100 minus Q. Okay, where Q is equal to Q1 plus Q2, right? So it's going to be 10 plus 20, giving us 30. Okay, so therefore P is equal to 100 minus 30. Therefore, the price that this firm should charge is 70 kwacha. Okay, so that is the profit maximizing price, 70 kwacha. Right, so this is not the main reason I'm doing this tutorial video. I'm doing this tutorial video so that we can hammer the second part, this one here, part 2. So now that we've gotten the price, we forget about question 3 part 1. We now go to question 3 part 2. Right, let's do just that. So question part 2 is saying the inverse market demand in a homogeneous product connote duopoly. So this is coming from oligopoly. Okay, so this is coming from oligopoly. Oligopoly is just one of those market structures under under market structure. So there is oligopoly as a component of market structure. So under market structure, there's perfect competition, there's oligopoly, there's monopoly, then there's oligopolistic competition. So this question is coming from oligopoly. So the inverse market demand in a homogeneous product connote duopoly is, so the inverse demand is P is equal to 100 less 2 open brackets Q1 plus Q2. So that is the inverse demand function, right? And then we are also told that the cost of M1 is 12 Q1, and the cost for M2 is 20 Q2, right? Then the question is saying, can we determine the reaction function for each firm? So a reaction function is just a function that describes the amount of output that one firm can produce, given that the other firm is also producing its own output level. Okay, so that is a reaction function. So in this case, we should just find a function that is going to describe the output produced by firm A and also the output produced by firm 2. Right, so step number 1 is to get the total revenue function for firm number 1. Okay, so total revenue is equal to price multiplied by quantity produced by firm 1. Okay, and from the data that we have, we have been given the price, right? We've been given the price, that the price is equal to, so total revenue for firm 1 is going to be price, which is 100 minus 2 open brackets Q1 plus Q2. Okay, so we are multiplying this whole term times the quantity produced by firm 1. So the next step is just opening the brackets. So this is going to be 100, so it's going to be 100 minus 2 Q1 and minus Q2. We are multiplying this by Q1. So what I've done is opening the brackets here. Okay, right, so let's open further. Okay, let's open further. So total revenue for firm number 1 is gonna be 100 Q1 less 2 Q1 squared minus q1, q2. So what have I done is just opening up the brackets, distributing this q1 throughout the brackets. Okay, so q1 times 100 is 100 q1. Then this q1 times minus 2 q1 is going to be minus 2 q1 squared. Then q1 times q2 is going to be minus q1 q2. Next is to get the marginal revenue for firm 1, right? So by now we know that marginal revenue is just the change in total revenue due to a change in q1 in this case. So we're just going to differentiate this function with respect to q1. Okay, in short, so we're just going to differentiate this function with respect to q1, right? Cool. So how do we do that? We know by now how to differentiate. I'll make that assumption that we know on how to differentiate. Okay, so differentiating this term with respect to q1 is just going to be 100, right? Then the next term is going to be 4 q1. Then the last term is just going to be minus q2. Okay, by now I assume we know, right, how to differentiate. If you're still behind on differentiation, you can hit me up. I sent the link for the tutorial video I did on differentiation. Okay, yeah, okay, so we have got that as the marginal revenue for firm 1. Remember, our target is to get the reaction function. Okay, our target is to get the reaction function. Now we know that profit is actually maximized at a point where marginal revenue is equal to marginal cost, right? So our marginal revenue is this one, and we've also been told in the question that the marginal cost for firm what was it, marginal or total? Let's check the question so we're not talking from without. So we've been told, yeah, that the actually it's the total cost. Okay, so the total cost for firm 1 is 12 q1, right? So the total cost for firm 1 is 12 q1. So from there, since our total cost for firm 1 is 12 q1, we should get marginal cost from there, which we know by now that's just going to be 12, right? So differentiating this with respect to q1 is giving us 12. So now let me push this up so that we can have enough space, right? So therefore we should equate marginal revenue to marginal cost, and our marginal revenue is 100, the one I just from finding here, 100 minus 4 q1 minus q2. This is equal to marginal cost of 12, right? So from here now we need to make q1 the subject of the formula so that we can derive the reaction function for firm 1. Okay, good. So let's do just that. So it's gonna be what we can do is we can get this whole term here, we take it the other side, and we get to 12, we bring it to the left hand side so that we, yeah, so this is gonna be 100 minus 12 minus q2 is equal to 4 q1. Okay, just like that. Yeah, just like that. So 100 minus 12 is 88. So 88 minus q2 is equal to 4 q1. Then we divide throughout by 4, even there by 4. But we'll cancel that. We are going to have q1 is equal to, yeah, so now we're just gonna do the normal division, right? So we're just going to do the normal division there. So when we do 88 divided by 4, obviously this is going to give us a 22, right? Then minus quarter of I hope the calculations are correct, right? Alright, so we've got 100 minus 4 q1 minus q2, which is that. Okay, that's okay, is equal to 12. Yeah, that's still fine. That's still fine. Okay, yeah, so it's okay. Just a second, I feel like there's something wrong that we've done somewhere. Let me just confirm. We just confirm that. it should be here. When multiplying with a 2, I think, yes, we have when opening the brackets, we didn't put the 2 there. So I've seen that something is wrong, meaning that this is supposed to be 100 Q1, then here there's supposed to be a 2, meaning that even after differentiating there, we're supposed to have a 2. So sorry about that. Okay, it's one of those mistakes that we make, which means that even here there's a 2, so we'll correct it, don't worry. There's supposed to be a 2 there. Yeah, even there's supposed to be a 2, which also means that even there's supposed to be a 2, right? Sorry about the mistake. Yeah, okay, sorry. So this is Q1 is equal to 22 minus, so when we fall into 2, it's just minus 0.5 Q2 there. Okay, so what we've done, this one here is the reaction function. So this is the reaction function for Fem 1. Reaction function for Fem 1. Okay, so we have managed to derive the reaction function for Fem 1. Now the target is, can we also derive the reaction function for Fem 2? Okay, can we also derive the reaction function for Fem 2? So we're going to do the same steps, no difference, right? So we are going to start with total revenue for Fem 2, so that we can do the derivatives and then get the marginal revenue, and then equate that to marginal cost, right? So it's going to be price multiplied by quantity produced by Fem 2. So this time around I'll be a bit fast, because the target was to make this video a 30 minutes video. Okay, so it's equal to, the price is the same, 100 less 2 open brackets Q1 plus Q2. So we are saying that, can we multiply this by Q2? Okay, so this is going to be 100 minus 2 Q1 minus 2 Q2. We are multiplying this by Q2, okay, which is going to be 100 Q2 less 2 Q1 Q2 minus, right, minus 2 Q2 squared. Okay, so from here we are going to get the marginal revenue, which is the change in total revenue due to change in Q2. Okay, yeah, by now we know how to differentiate. So this is, so we're differentiating that term with respect to Q2, we're going to remain with 100. Okay, differentiating the second term with respect to Q2, we're going to remain with the minus 2 Q1. Differentiating the last term with respect to Q2, we're going to have 4 Q2. Okay, so we know that profit is maximized at a point where marginal revenue is exactly equal to marginal cost, right? Now in the question we've been told that total cost for Fem 2 is 20 Q2, right? So since total cost is 20 Q2, we know that from here we should get the marginal cost, so that we can put it there. Okay, so marginal cost of Fem 2 is just gonna give us a 20. What does this mean? It means that profit is maximized at a point where marginal revenue is this function here. Okay, so this is gonna be 100 minus 2 Q1 less 4 Q2, which is equal to marginal cost of 20, right? So from there we are just going to solve. In short, we're going to make Q2 the subject of the formula, right? So this is going to be 100 less 2 Q1 less 20 is equal to, so we take the 4 the other side, we get the 20 the other side. Okay, so this is equal to positive 4 Q2 now. So 100 minus 20 is just an 80 minus 2 Q1 is equal to 4q2, dividing throughout by 4, by 4, by 4. Cancel that. So q2 therefore is going to be 4 into 20, sorry, 4 into 80, that's a 20. Okay, so 4 into 80, that's a 20, minus 4 into 2 is 0.5, right? So so at the end of the day, here we're going to have 0.5 q1. So this is the reaction function for FEM 2. So with part 1, with part A of part 2, which is saying determine the reaction function for each FEM, we are done. This is how we get the reaction functions. So we have the reaction function for FEM number 1, right? We have the reaction function for FEM number 1. We also have the reaction function for FEM number 2, right? Next is to deal with the next part, which is saying calculate each FEM's equilibrium output. So calculate each FEM's equilibrium output. Well, the fact that we have already solved, we've already found the reaction functions for FEM 1 and also for FEM 2. What we can do is just to use the normal substitution method. Okay, so from here we are going to use the substitution method. Substitution method, like that. Okay, substitution method. How? What we're going to do is, since we have the reaction function for FEM 1, which is over there, which is 22 minus half, which is 0.5 of q2. At the same time, we also have q2, which is this one there, which is 20 minus 0.5 q1. So what we'll do is, we are going to get q2 and replace here, substitute it there. Okay, so q1 is equal to 22 minus 0.5 open brackets. What is q2? We're going to put that, which is 20 less 0.5 q1. Okay, then we solve. We open the brackets, so it's going to be 22 minus 0.5 times 20 is 10, right? The negative times negative there is positive. Then 0.5 times 0.5 is 0.25 q1. Okay, then from here we're just going to collect the like terms together. Okay, so this term with q1 should join this guy with q1. Okay, that's fine, right? Perfect. So q1 less 0.25 q1 is equal to 22 less 12. So 22 less 10 is 12. Okay, so therefore here we're just going to do the subtraction here. So q1 minus 0.25 q1, we are going to have 0.75 q1. Okay, which is equal to 12, right? We divide by 0.75. Even there we divide by 0.75, cancel that. So therefore q1 is equal to 12 divided by 0.75, which is exactly 16 units. Okay, 16 units. So this is the output that FEM 1 will produce. Okay, how about the output that FEM 2 will produce? Now we are going to use FEM 2's reaction function, this one there. Okay, we're going to use FEM 2's reaction function because we know that Q quantity produced by FEM 2 is 20 minus 0.5 of what is produced by FEM 1. So this is just going to be 20 minus 0.5 of Q1 is 16. We're just from calculating that one. So it's going to be 20 less 0.5 of 16 is 8. Okay, therefore Q2 is just 12 units. So this is now the output that will be produced by FEM number 2. Okay, so of course, first thing first, get the reaction functions. Use the reaction functions using the substitution method. You calculate the output produced by one FEM. Then you use that to you replace that into the reaction function for the other firm, right? I believe this is not that difficult. Yeah, so just take your time. You can pause, you think why you're not understanding. If you still feel like you are failing to get the concept, you can still call me, or you can text, such we clear out the issue. Then question C is saying calculate the equilibrium market price. Calculate the equilibrium market price. Okay, so this one is also straightforward, right? Because we know that P has been given in the question, that P is 100 minus 0, minus 2, right? Minus 2 Q1 plus Q2, right? So we know that Q1 is 16 and then Q2 is 12, right? So just replace. So it's going to be 100 less 2 open bracket 16 plus 12, right? So this will be P is equal to 100 less 2 times 28, right? So therefore P is 100 less 2 times 28 is 56. Okay, therefore the price that this firm should charge is only a 44 kwacha. So that is the equilibrium. So that is the price that is going to help this firm maximize its profit. So how do you do this? Of course, don't forget to first get the reaction functions. From the reaction functions, you get the quantities. Then you use those quantities to find the price, right? Perfect. Then let's look at question D. Let's look at question D. Yeah, question D is saying calculate the profit each firm earns in equilibrium, right? Calculate the profit each firm earns in equilibrium. Okay, not that bad, not that difficult. Okay, so let's solve that from here. Okay, from that space there. So to get the profit for firm 1, okay, we know that this is just the total revenue function for firm 1 minus total cost for firm 1, right? Now, as we are calculating, remember we have an equation which was describing the total revenue for firm 1. We said that it's this one here. Okay, so we said that total revenue produced by firm 1 is this. Okay, so we're going to use that for firm 1, and then for firm 2, what did we do? What was that for firm 2? Yeah. Total revenue for firm 2, we had this. So we're going to use these two. Okay, I'm going to use those two. So just take note of these, right? Just take note of those. All right. Let's do the mathematics. Yeah. So from there, let's do the solving. So yeah, total revenue for firm 1, we said that was 100 Q1. So 100 Q1 minus 2 Q1 squared minus 2 Q1 squared, and then this minus 2 Q1 Q2 minus 2 Q1 Q2, then minus, it was this as the total revenue for firm 1. Then from this we should remove total cost, which is 12 Q1, like that. Okay, so it's a total revenue minus total cost. So since we already know that Q1 is 16, Q2 is 12, then we just substitute, just replace, like, just like that, right? Okay. Let's do just that. So this is gonna be 100. What is Q1? We put 16 because Q1 is 16, minus 2 open bracket 16 squared, like that. Let's do 16 times 12, okay, then minus 12 by 16. Okay, so when you punch this on a calculator, you are going to get profit of 512. Okay, 512. So that is the profit for firm number 1, right? Next is to get profit for firm number 2. So profit, let me use a different color for firm 2. So profit for firm number 2 is the same thing. It's the total revenue of firm 2 minus total cost of firm 2. Okay, right. So from our calculations above, we've said that the profit, so the total revenue function for firm number 2 is 100 Q2 100 Q2 less 2 Q1 Q2, so less 2 Q1 Q2, then we have minus 2 Q2 squared, so minus 2 Q2 squared. So that's our total revenue minus the cost, and the cost is 12 Q1, so minus 12 Q1, like that. So this is profit, right? Yep. So this is going to be we just do the same thing, we replace. So where there's Q2, we put Q2, so it's gonna be 100 Q2 is 12 minus 2 open brackets 16 times 12 minus 2 open brackets Q2 is, so 12 squared, so this whole thing minus 12 times how is it Q1 again? Isn't it supposed to be Q2? No. So the cost, that's a mistake there. The cost for firm 2 is actually 20. 20 Q2. So there is gonna be 20 times Q2. This is not making sense. Yeah, 20 times Q2, where Q2 is 12. Like that, right? So profit is going to equal, if we solve this, I'm sure we are going to get 288 kwacha. 288 kwacha. Okay, so this is how you handle a duopoly. Okay, so that is how you handle duopoly. So take your time, you go through. For you can be moving at a slower pace. Okay, slower pace until you understand the concept. So please don't forget to at least like the video. Okay, you like the video, if you're generous enough, can also like my channel. Okay, subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. Until next time, it's a bye from me.